Welcome to the Church and State.
I am
To Church and State.
Church and State
podcast. I am.
welcome to the Church and State.
To Church and State, body and soul. So, I want to talk about something that many of us face the moment we decide to make a change, and that is disruption. Maybe you've just given your life to Christ, and suddenly everything seems hard. Or maybe you've finally stepped out in faith and started that business. Maybe you've joined that ministry or that new journey, and now you're feeling the pressure. Here's what you need to know: disruption follows decision. The hardest part was deciding to start, and you did it. So let me first say, congratulations, right? But now you need to prepare because opposition will come. So, first, let's start with this. Since the hardest part was deciding to start, many people never get to the point of making a life changing decision because they have fear, doubt, and hesitation. Hesitation, fear, doubt keeps them stuck. But you took that step, whether you decided to follow Jesus or launch a big business. You should recognize that as a victory, right? Think about Abraham in Genesis 12. God told him, go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. Abraham had no details, no guarantees, just a word from God, and he moved. If you've just given your life to Christ, the hardest part was making the decision. You took the leap, and now heaven rejoices over you. If you've started a new venture, the hardest part was deciding to step out in faith. See, many dream, but few do, and you did. Now that you've started, don't let uncertainty shake you. The journey is just the beginning. The second point I want you to know is this: that this disruption follows a decision. It always does. Here's where the reality check comes in. The moment you decide to, for example, follow God, the enemy takes notice. The moment you start walking in your purpose, resistance come. Think about Jesus in Matthew 3 and 4. He was baptized, right? The heavens opened and God affirmed him. And he said, "This is my son in whom I am well pleased." But what happened next? He was led into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil for 40 days. Why? Because when God calls you higher, opposition follows. An example of this is of disruption coming after decision is when Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt. What happened? Immediately, Pharaoh chased them. And when Nehemiah decided to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, the enemies tried to stop him. Likewise, when you decide to grow spiritually, start that new venture, take on that business or whatever the Lord is asking you to do, or change your life, the enemy will try and come to make you quit. The enemy doesn't attack people who aren't a threat. If you're facing resistance, it's because your decision is powerful. So don't let it stop you. And the final thing I want you to know is you need to also plan for the enemy's plot. You don't need to go into battle without a strategy. When the enemy comes against your faith, your purpose, or your vision, or the plan that God has given you, here's your battle plan. Number one, A, is to know that fear is not from God. We have not received a spirit of fear, but of sound mind. So fear will try to paralyze you, but push through it. And remember, you are more than a conqueror. In all these things, we are more than conquerors through him who loves us, it says in Romans 8, verse 37. The battle may be hard, but you've already won through Christ Jesus. And the final point is to draw strength from God, not yourself. It says in Philippians 4, verse 13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So don't rely on your own power. Lean on God's. If you're new in the faith, people might doubt your transformation. I'd like for you to stand firm. If you started that new business, Finance might be tight. I'd like for you to trust God's provision. If you're stepping into ministry, I'd like for you to expect opposition, but stay focused. I want to remind you to keep going. The fact that you're experiencing disruption is a sign that you're on the right path. Don't let temporary challenges make you doubt a decision God led you to. If God called you to it, he will see you through it. If God opened the door, no one can shut it. And it says, if God is for you, who can be against you? In Romans 8, verse 31. So keep going, keep trusting God, and keep moving forward, because disruption comes after decision. If this message encouraged you, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Like this video. Please subscribe to more of this faith-filled message, and join us next time. And this has been Church and State. I am Darwin. Let's have more victory in Jesus. Stay strong, stay faithful. See you next time.